Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. Today we are looking at a historical bus tour that I took of Ada, Oklahoma. And on this side we have some historic buildings. And then on this side we have pictures from the Bird's Mill Spring, which is where our county gets all of its water from this one spring. You can't always go to see that, but as part of this tour we're able to do that. I've done most of the matting on this project already. I did want to show you a couple things. I've got this kind of mesh border here that I found in some of the old supplies from my mother's collection. It was sticky on one side, so I put it down. I've got green on green and then a brown one on top of a brown background here. Both patterns kind of fit together. You will notice I have tied this whole spread together. The matting on each of the photographs is all the same color, so that's how I've tied these together. Similar design work on the backgrounds, and then matting the colors in the same. The photos in the same color. Just a couple things I wanted to show you. I cut this using a Creative Memory circle or oval cutter, and it was a close-up of this picture that's right here, just showing the date that house was built. And then I used Cricut Design School on my Cricut machine with a pen function to actually write these title pages. I wanted to make sure the titles were on here, and so I used that to write that because I don't like my own handwriting. So fairly simple project, but I wanted to be able to show some of the history of the new town that I am in. My understanding is that this White House excuse me, at the top is the oldest building in our town that's still standing, built in 1890. And the building here is a mansion that's close to the campus that I work at. And it's a pretty cool spot. I'm not entirely sure who bought it and what they're doing with it, but apparently it was very expensive to maintain and sat empty for quite a while. And then one of the original schoolhouses, which has been moved to the city park. Again, this is just a way to highlight what the location is of that home. I often will take pictures of historical markers, that kind of thing. I usually may not use them in the spread, but it does remind me of, okay, this is the location that we were at. Sometimes I take pictures and I'm like, what the heck was that? So taking pictures of the signs, the historical markers, creates a reference point, and sometimes I do end up using them in the spread, sometimes I don't. So these springs were very interesting. It runs all year long, comes out pretty cold. This is the beautiful parts of the spring, where the city collects water. You can kind of see a little bit up here is this massive big cement cauldron that kind of holds it. I think keeps it somewhat clear, but we basically drink this water almost completely untreated, I think, in our home. And doesn't taste bad. I've been some places where the water tastes terrible. Here it's not bad. So there we go, the historic buildings tour of Ada, Oklahoma, and Bird's Mill Spring. Simple layout, but captures that day on the bus tour. Take care.